Hello and welcome to Newsbreak at 7. I'm V Raghav. First up this evening, the continuing political exchange over the Sanatana Dharma controversy sparked off by Tamil Nadu Minister Udayanithi Stalin's comments at a writers' conference on Saturday. Sources tell NDTV that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has told his Council of Ministers that a proper response was needed to the remarks made by the DMK leader. The PM is learned to have told his ministers to also keep the focus on the G20 leaders meet and not to engage in the India versus Bharat controversy, according to sources. Meanwhile, Udayanithi Stalin remained firm on the Sanatana must be eradicated comment that he made and says he's ready for any challenge. While the BJP had taken strong objection, remember, and demanded an apology, the DMK is firm that the comments are consistent with the teachings of both the founder of the Dravidian movement, E.V.R. Periyar, and Dr. B.R. Ambedkar in the context of social justice and eradication of caste.
Mr. Subramanian Swamy has said he has written to the governor asking for sanctions for action against you. Or how do you respond to that?
I haven't heard anything about it. From the day one I have been telling, if you want to take legal action on me, I'm ready to face it, anything. Whatever I said here, I'll say it in the court also.
Right.
Thank you.
You have clarified your comments were not against Hindu religion but against the Sanatana practices, what we call as caste discrimination.
Yeah.
Any examples you can give what such practices you have to eradicate?
For example, the Honorable President, Draupadi Murmu Madam, she was not invited for the opening of the parliament.
Right.
That is the best current example. Thank you.
No question of apology. Have you,
Somebody's apology to me?
they're demanding your apology.
No, sorry. I can. This is not an apology to them. This is for your question. Thank you
so much. And that was Mr. Udayanithi Stalin, the Tamil Nadu sports minister, talking to us at the Chennai airport with Suresh, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.
Remember, ideological confrontation between the DMK and the BJP, and caught in the middle is the DMK's own ally Congress, with some Congress leaders having supported that remark, others not taking a stand on it. Meanwhile, FIRs have been filed in Uttar Pradesh against Karnataka Minister Priyank Kharge, who supported Udayanithi Stalin's remark, and Udayanithi Stalin himself. Joining us now, NDTV's Vasudha Venugopal and Sam Daniel. Vasudha, first to you, what do we make of the Prime Minister's instructions to the Cabinet?
Well, Veera, it's right that the Prime Minister has spoken against Udayanithi Stalin's comments today, and he has asked ministers, to be ready for a response to be given to the DMK on this particular thing. Remember, this also makes this matter more serious because this is the first time the Prime Minister has spoken of this controversy. Before this, we saw BJP President JP Nadda and Home Minister Amit Shah react very sharply to this. I think the Prime Minister was talking on political lines because we understand that we know that South of India is important for the BJP's focus for 2024. Tamil Nadu is at the center of the BJP's expansion universe, and this whole southward expansion also has an ideological basis to it, because be it the north-south divide or getting a civilizational ethos same across the country, something that the BJP RSS strongly believes in, and that will be something that the Prime Minister probably was hinting at. And in the last few months, we have also seen the PMO and the government, holding and hosting functions like the Kashi Tamil Sangamam, or making Tamil Nadu a central aspect of the inauguration of the new parliament with the Sengol and the Adinam. So this is one way of reaching out to the pious Tamil devout non-Dravidian party supporters of the state, and very crucial in the context of 2024.
Right. Thanks, Vasudha, for putting that into perspective. We still need to see how this exchange plays out. Obviously, the DMK isn't backing down, Sam Daniel.
That's right, Vinay Raghav. They continue to claim that any opposition to Sanatana Dharma has been their consistent stand for several decades. They also point out it has paid them rich political dividend from the days of Nadu, even before the party became a political party, from the days of Periyar. And this time, although they would have normally gone to town with this, since it's election year, the India alliance is shaping up, and they do not want this issue to divert attention and be responsible for any kind of dilution of the larger cause for which the opposition has got together. But they say they will face it legally. They reiterate and clarify yet again that they never pointed out on Hindus, but it was only a criticism and attack on the philosophy of Sanatana Dharma, which they say is against social justice and equality. They also point out how for generations a bulk of the population were oppressed. They were denied education, equality and social justice. They also point out how women were suppressed. They point out sati and child marriages. But the fact that the Prime Minister has now taken the battle is being seen as a kind of taking the battle from Tamil Nadu to the India alliance, and is it a sign of nervousness or fear, or is it a master stroke taking the battle to India alliance? That's something we'll have to wait and see. But at the moment,
right, Sam. Obviously, this is an ideological confrontation, and as I mentioned, caught in the middle is the Congress, which finds it delicate to take a stand on this issue. We'll keep following that. Meanwhile, the other big issue in Tamil Nadu, strong observations from the Madras High Court on the continuance of Minister Senthil Balaji in the state cabinet. Remember, the minister who's facing money laundering and corruption charges hit the national headlines after a dramatic arrest by the Enforcement Directorate in the month of June. While disposing a petition, the Madras High Court on Tuesday observed that the continuance of the minister in the cabinet, and I quote, does not augur well with the principles of the constitution, ethos of goodness, good governance and purity in the administration. Senthil Balaji's removal from the cabinet even led to a confrontation, remember, between the governor of Tamil Nadu, R.N. Ravi, and the state government. So is it time Chief Minister MK Stalin dropped him from the state cabinet? Joining us this evening, Narayan Tirupati of the Tamil Nadu BJP, which has been demanding that Senthil Balaji be sacked from cabinet. Also with us, senior journalist and senior associate editor of Frontline, R.K. Radhakrishnan, who argues that the controversial minister need not be dropped from the cabinet. The DMK's official spokespersons have decided not to join a debate on this issue. But first, let me come across to you, R.K. Radhakrishnan. Is it time that MK Stalin drops Senthil Balaji from the cabinet?
Not at all. I mean, going by that yardstick, we have 44% of the ministers in the union cabinet who have cases against them. Do we want to drop all of them? I think if you're talking about a moral stance, then I think Madras High Court or any other court should have actually said that anybody with a criminal charge against them needs to be dropped. And this is a moral thing and not specifically focused on Senthil Balaji. Obviously, Senthil Balaji can be a highway robber for all care. It doesn't matter at all. And Senthil Balaji, the individual, does not matter at all. What the problem here happens to be something else very, very deep. How is it that these laws are applicable selectively to the opposition parties in the state, whereas the union government can get away with blue murder?
Narayan Tirupati, your response, despite the strong observation, R.K. Radhakrishnan's argument and the DMK's argument is that till there is a conviction, he doesn't have to be dropped from the state cabinet.
I am really surprised by my friend Mr. Radhakrishnan's utterances. Being a very senior journalist, he is batting for Senthil Balaji, who was charged, who was accused by the present Chief Minister, Mr. Stalin, when he was in opposition, as a cheat, as a corrupt person, and also a person who is involved in so many activities, illegal activities. And he was the one to go to the governor to take action against him. So many things have been, we have seen. And Mr. Radhakrishnan also knows, just because he wants to oppose BJP, he is supporting Senthil Balaji.
No,
that is not right. No. Well,
RK,
please. See, there is nothing wrong. What is that? It is my view.
No, don't attack
me.
My view. Don't attack me.
Sir,
See,
I am not
why is
attacking
Ajit Pawar's name is dropped? Why is the High Court of Bombay not saying anything about it? Ajit Pawar's name is dropped from an ED charge sheet.
My dear
what is
friend
this?
RK, my dear friend RK, when you come to a debate, don't say that I am attacking you. I am telling my view. I have got
you mentioned
my
me
right
by
to say.
name.
No, sir. Yes, sir. Because you are there.
No issue.
Sir,
you
are there, sir. Sir, I feel you are supporting DMK. What is wrong in it? You
I am supporting the law.
That is up to you.
I am supporting the majesty of the law of this country.
Sir, that is your view, sir.
The Constitution.
Sir, that is your
and
view.
Unfortunately, you don't believe in the Constitution, and that is a huge problem.
Wait, Mr. RK. You are not supposed to interrupt me. I think you know me. I will never interrupt you.
Absolutely.
See, the thing is that nobody is in jail. Okay, he is in jail. That is what a minister has to work for the society. He in his capacity as the minister, he should discharge his duties. When he is not able to discharge his duties, we should be definitely dismissed. This is the issue. This is what the court has said. So he is unable to discharge his duties because he is in jail. He is not in bail. If he is in bail, there are so many ministers. Ponmudi has got case. Have we ever said there are a lot of cases against so many ministers in Tamil Nadu? We have not said that these people should be dismissed. We have said this person is not able to discharge his duties. He has to be thrown out.
You've made your point, Mr. Narayan Tirupati. I think it's a fair point that you're making as far as the observations concerned. But then, in terms of the legal position, as explained by R.K. Radhakrishnan and others, till there is a conviction, there may not be a need to necessarily.
See, that is what the
moral question is, of course, left wide open. RK, just give us quickly, as we wrap this debate up, a quick political context on what makes Senthil Balaji so important, so relevant politically that MK Stalin can't drop him from the cabinet despite such strong observations from the Madras High Court.
Yeah, Narayan Tirupati's initial point was actually true. When Senthil Balaji was in the ADMK, he was an important guy. He was the Karur district secretary. He was important in the West Zone. And hence, Jayalalitha gave him an important position in the cabinet. And when he switched loyalties to join first the Amma Munnetra Kazhagam, which is floated by TTV Dinakaran, and then Stalin sees merit in him and brings him over to the DMK. Of course, Senthil Balaji also wanted to join. So this person is critical for the DMK to try and make some inroads into the Western belt, which is the home region of Edappadi Palanichami, where Annamalai also hails from. And Western region is traditionally something that DMK is extremely weak in. And that is the political contest, and that is why the DMK wants to hold on to Senthil Balaji.
Okay, Mr. Narayan Tirupati, whether it's north, west, east, south, political necessities often tied over moral compulsions, so whichever across political lines. But anyway, you both made your point. Both made your point. I agree. Thank you too for joining us and sharing your thoughts on this issue. We'll keep a close track on what the future twists and turns in Dravidian politics is concerned as far as Senthil Balaji is concerned. Now from that political exchange in Tamil Nadu to the grassroots realities of farmer distress in Karnataka. As several parts of the state are staring at a drought situation, a political controversy over farmer suicides was triggered after Karnataka's textile minister Shivanand Patil linked the increase in the number of cases being reported to the increase in monetary compensation given to the family of the victims. His argument, in which he blamed the media for sensationalizing as well, was that in many cases deaths which were not by suicide were reported as one to claim compensation. The opposition BJP hit out at the government. Pratibha Raman has the details.
Farmer suicides is a tragic reminder of the distress in Indian agriculture. The least that the state can offer is compensation for the families in each case. But in a remark that's evoked sharp criticism, Karnataka's textile minister Shivanand Patil claimed that increased compensation has led to even natural deaths being reported as suicides. He blamed the media too for declaring every farmer death as a suicide.
ನಾನು ಕಂಪ್ಲೇಂಟ್ ಕೊಡೋನು ನಾನು ಆತ್ಮಹತ್ಯೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ದುರಾಸೆ ನನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ FSL ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಬರೋವರೆಗೆ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡದೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ತಪ್ಪು ನಂದು ತಪ್ಪಾಗತ್ತೆ ಆ ರೀತಿ ವರದಿ ಮಾಡೋದು. ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ವೀರೇಶ್ ಕಮಿಟಿ ವರದಿ ಬರೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಪೂರ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಆತ್ಮಹತ್ಯೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ. ಏನು ನಾವು 5 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಪರಿಹಾರ ಕೊಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ 2015 ನಂತರ, ಅವತ್ತಿನಿಂದ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
Karnataka has recorded 180 such suicides in the last 1 year. The minister's comment came as a response to farmer associations alleging that only 60% of those families have received compensation. His comments have triggered a political storm, with the BJP alleging that the Congress government is anti-farmer.
So he should be more empathetic, sympathetic to all these people and do whatever good. Since being in a government, they should ensure this kind of situation doesn't arise for any farmer.
Farmer associations found the minister's comments insulting.
ಇದು ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮಾತು ನ್ಯಾಯಯುತವಾಗಿದೆಯಾ? ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ರು ಇನ್ನೇ ಒಂದು ಘಟನೆಯಿಂದ ಆತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಸತ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಬಿಂಬಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನೂ ಒಂದು ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಕಾಣೋದು ನ್ಯಾಯನ ಇದು? ಶಿವಾನಂದ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರೇ, ನೀವು ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಥವಾ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಇದು ಶೋಭಿತರಂತ ಕೆಲಸ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ನಿಜವಾಗೈತೆ ರೈತ ಕುಲಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಅವಮಾನ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಮಾತು ನೀವು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ರೈತ ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಬರಗಾಲ ಬಿದ್ದು ಇಡೀ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಅಖಂಡ ಬರಗಾಲ ಬಿದ್ದು ನೊಂದು ಸಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಇವಾಗ.
While farmer suicide cases have taken a political turn, reality on ground points to around 62 taluks being declared as drought hit, low water levels in reservoirs and at least 7 hours of power cuts in rural areas. However, according to media reports, the farmer suicide cases have come down by at least 33% in 2023 as compared to 2020. According to the Revenue Department, 855 farmers died by suicide in 2020-2021, 917 in 2021 to 2022, and 310 in 2022 till mid-February 2023. Belagavi topped the list among districts in the last 3 years. Haveri, Dharwad, Chikmagalur, Yadgiri and Hassan are the other districts with high farmer suicide numbers. In the joint survey in 113 of the 237 taluks, 62 taluks declared as drought hit. Further, crop damage reported in additional 134 taluks. Taluks with more than 60% rain deficit are declared drought hit. Bengaluru Urban, Bengaluru Rural, Kolar, Ramnagara, Mandya, Mysuru and Chamarajanagar are the drought hit districts. Farmer suicides go beyond compensation. Much would depend on a systematic change in farming methods, crop surveys or even lifestyle to ensure farmer grievances are addressed. With camera person Govind, Pratibha Raman in Bengaluru for NDTV.
Remember, this is an enormous issue. Farmer distress is something that's a nationwide issue and requires a conversation that's not dominated by political divisions or political exchange. Joining us this evening, Lavanya Balal, National General Secretary, Media and Communications and spokesperson of the Congress Party. Also with us, Dr. Lakshmi Ashwin Gowda of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Karnataka. Thank you too for joining us. My first question to you, Dr. Lakshmi, is that the comments made by Minister Patil is reflective of the concerns that some deaths which may not be suicides are reported as suicides in the context of compensation. Does that require a serious intellectual exchange and an exchange in terms of investigation on those deaths, or should it turn into a political exchange? My first question to you, Dr. Lakshmi.
Thank you, Viragam. It is the Congress government's apathy and their insensitivity to the farmers and their interests. Now, in contrast to the statement made by the arrogant Minister of Karnataka, the number of farmer suicides has been declining ever since 2015. Now he has made a contrasting statements and the callous statements about the farmers. Now, the most part of the major part of the Karnataka, like central Karnataka, North Karnataka, Kalyana Karnataka, have received very scanty southwest monsoonal rainfall. When this is the scenario, they're expected to announce these areas as the drought hit, and they are expected to given the compensation to the grants to the districts where their drought hit and their crops have suffered. Instead of doing this, they are making this callous and apathetic statements about the farmers. It is condemnable. Now, people of Karnataka have voted them to power, believing their freebies. Now, it is the people of Karnataka at the receiving end.
Dr. Lakshmi, let me take the first point that you've made across. Dr. Lakshmi, let me take the first point that you made across to Lavanya Balal. While it's a very substantive issue, Lavanya, was it insensitive of a minister, given that the state is staring at a drought at this stage, to make a comment of that nature that could be construed insensitive to several lakhs of farmers who are in distress?
Good evening, Veera Raghav. First of all, farmer suicide issues are very sensitive, and we have a high number of farmer suicides happening across India. We have a drought situation in north part of Karnataka. Many districts of Karnataka is facing the drought. Let me read out the statement that the minister made. You also played a video bite of what he's saying. He's asking the media not to jump to conclusions about the deaths that have happened. He's also saying not all deaths that have been claimed as farmer deaths are farmer deaths. Sometimes it is some other suicides which are being written off as farmer suicides, and he feels that the reason could be the compensation for farmer deaths or suicides have been increased, and that could be one of the reasons why all suicides or most suicides are being claimed as farmer suicides. But yes, we need to be sensitive to the farmers, and MSP would go a long way in cushioning the pain that the farmers are going through, and the farmers' compensations that our Karnataka state is supposed to receive is not received yet. We would request our 25 BJP MPs to please raise this issue in Delhi. Our farmers need compensation. Please do the needful for the Karnataka state.
Dr. Lakshmi Gowda?
They have diverged major chunk of the financial resources to the freebies provided previous to the people just ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. They have carried a myopic vision about the people of Karnataka with no welfaristic attitude. When they have diverged major chunk of financial resource to the previous, they have left with no resources to spend on welfaristic and other schemes and to save the farmers of Karnataka. Time and again, they have shown anti-farmer stance. Very recently, in the recent past, by releasing the 10 TMC water to the Tamil Nadu people against the interest of the Karnataka people and against the interest of our lives and at the cost of our Kharif crops. Now again, they are showing disrespect to the lives of the farmers by making these type of callous statements with negligent and utterly callous attitude.
Okay.
This is highly condemnable.
Ma'am,
Lavanya,
if you could give us the number.
Read out the context of the state. Please go ahead.
I would just like to request the BJP spokesperson to let us know, in the year 2020 and 2021, 21-22, what is the amount of compensation that the central government has paid to the farmers of Karnataka, ma'am?
2 lakhs.
Because I'm sorry? No, I'm asking you the number of farmers. Yeah, that was the claim. How many farmers got the compensation? Can you please give us the figures? Because there was a protest during your tenure that the farmers are not receiving compensation that they are meant to receive, that the government has promised them. So can you please give us the facts and figures of the compensation central government released and the number of recipients? Number of recipients, ma'am. Let's not talk about the hot air. Let's cut the chase. Please give us the facts and figures. The number of recipients.
There are reports which suggest
1,050. The number of recipients were 1,050, and the number has been
so entire Karnataka
ever since 2015. The number has been decreasing. In contrast to the statement made by your minister, now he is saying the number of farmers has increased just because of the compensation package. Look at you. Look at your government stance. Look at the dispensation.
I am not Raghav, she says in a span of 3 years, only 1,000 farmers were paid compensation in Karnataka.
No, I get the statistical point. I get the statistical point that you're making. There are reports which say that 60% of farmers aren't getting it, but I think it's beyond just a political divide between the BJP and the Congress. Can we agree that there needs to be a substantive assessment of farmer suicides? And is there something that the Congress and the BJP, when it comes to the Kaveri issue and an all-party meeting, despite outside statements, the Congress and BJP works together when it comes to Karnataka? Is it possible that the Congress and the BJP can work together as far as farmer suicides is considered in the state? Both of you. First to you, Lavanya.
Absolutely. There needs to be, work. All of us need to work towards ensuring that the farmer distress reduces in the state. And I will not even go into what all the BJP has not done for the farmers. But yes, I agree with your point.
Okay, Dr. Lakshmi Gowda.
People of Karnataka have believed their freebies and they voted them to power. Now they're bearing the brunt of it. It is high time for them to realize ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. Now the ruling dispensation has lost their sight in saving the INDIA bloc to win the Lok Sabha elections. It is the distant dream. It will never happen. When they don't have altruistic attitude about the country, when they don't have the nationalistic interest about the country, when they don't know when they are making their statements about the Sanatana Dharma, it is the high time for people of India people of Bharat to dispose them of.
The question is about
Raghav?
The question is about farmer suicides. Yes.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Raghav. One quick point. If BJP was so concerned about the farmers of Karnataka, they wouldn't have amended the Land Reforms Act and changed the farm laws in Karnataka, which allows non-farmers to buy property in Karnataka, which is pushing our farmers into distress selling of properties. Thank you.
This is a substantive issue. I think there are divisions on all sides and there are issues on all sides of the political divide. There is a need to be far more sensitive, especially as we declare several taluks as drought hit. It's important for both the opposition and the ruling party perhaps to work together as far as Karnataka is concerned in a drought situation. But that's all we have time for. Thank you too for joining us. The news continues here on NDTV.